Okay, today I'm going to be talking about exponential equations. To solve an exponential equation, there's some steps that you need to follow. One is to isolate the exponential expression. Two is to take the logarithm of both sides. Three is to bring down the exponent. And four is to solve for the variable. So what is important is if I give you an exponential equation, you need to use a logarithm to solve it. So, the first example. It says that 2 to the x power equals 7. And I need to solve this. So the first thing that I need to do is I need to put the exponent in the front. So I get x. Now I need to introduce a logarithm. So log of 2 equals, and whatever you do on one side, you must do on the other. So I must put a log on the other also. So log 7. Okay, so now all you need to do to get x by itself is divide by the log of 2. So now I'm ready to go into my calculator. And I'm doing the log of 7 divided by the log of 2. And that gives you 2.8074. 2.8074. 2.8074. And there's your first example. Example 2. Okay, well the first thing that you must do is make your exponent the coefficient. So x plus 2 is going to come down and be the coefficient. So that's x plus 2. Okay, then you need to introduce the logarithm. So that gives you log 3 equals log of 7. Because whatever you do on one side, you must do on the other. Okay, well normally you would distribute here, but I think that that causes unnecessary confusion. So I go ahead and divide log of 3. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to divide by log of 3 on both sides. So now I have x plus 2 equals the log of 7 divided by the log of 3. Okay, now in order to get x by itself, all you have to do is subtract 2. So minus 2. So x equals log of 7 divided by the log of 3 minus 2. So x equals the log of 7 divided by the log of 3, enter, minus 2. And the answer is negative 0.2288. All right, now for example 3. Okay, example 3 says 8e to the 2x power equals 20. Now for number 1 and 2, my exponential expression was already by itself. But for number 3, it's not. I have an 8 in the front first. Now that 8 is connected to the e to the 2x power by multiplication. So I must divide by 8 first. So I have e to the 2x equals 20 over 8. Okay, and I'm just going to leave it that way. Now I need to make my exponent the coefficient, so 2x. Now I need to introduce my logarithm, but it's an e. Anytime you have an e, you always introduce a natural log. E's and natural logs go together. So natural log of e equals whatever I do on one side, I must do on the other. Natural log of 20 over 8. Now, the natural log of e cancels out. Don't believe me? natural log of, not pi, the natural log of e, enter. That's 1. That means it cancels out. So the natural log of e is gone. So that gives me 2x equals the natural log of 20 over 8. And now all you need to do to get x by itself is divide by 2. So x equals the natural log of 20 over 8 divided by 2. So now I'm ready to do that in my calculator. The natural log of 20 over 8 divided by 2. And you get 0.4581. Now, if you haven't noticed, how many decimal points do I like you to round to? 4. I'm a big fan of 4 decimal points. All right, number 4. You might have trouble hearing me because my microphone doesn't reach all the way to number 4, so I'm going to have to lay it down. Actually, I'm not going to do number 4 because I have some others that are close enough. I'm going to do number 6 now. So I'm doing this one. All right, so the first thing that you must do is you make your exponent a coefficient. So 3x plus 1. Once you do that, you introduce the logarithm. Log 2 equals, okay, now I need to make that exponent a coefficient also. X minus 2, introduce the logarithm, log 3. Okay, so this one that you are going to have to distribute. So I go ahead and do that. I'm distributing by the log of 2. So 3x log 2 plus the log of 2. X log 3 minus 2 log 3. Okay, so now I have a messy problem. These kind of problems, I say, are a pain in my big toe. All right, so you need to get all the x's on one side and all the logs on the other side. So I'm going to subtract x log of 3 on both sides. So now I have 3x log of 2 minus x log of 3 plus the log of 2 equals negative 2 log 3. Now the reason I didn't combine the 3x log of 2 and the negative x log of 3 is because they're not like terms. Now I need to get that logarithm right here that has no x on the other side. So I'm going to subtract by the log of 2 on both sides. This problem is a difficulty of about a 10. This one's hard. So you get 3x log 2 minus x log 3 equals negative 2 log 3 minus the log of 2. Okay, now you can look at the left side of the equal sign, and they share an x. Both of these have an x in it, so I'm going to pull that x out. So it's x times 3 log of 2 minus the log of 3 equals the negative 2 log of 3 minus the log of 2. Okay, now all you need to do to get x by itself is to divide by this big mess in parentheses. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm dividing by 3 log of 2 minus the log of 3 on both sides. Now, I will expect you to do problems that are this difficult. Yes, they are hard, but you can do that. So I need to plug it in my calculator now. I am plugging what is in the blue box in the calculator. And I want you to watch how I do it, because if you type it wrong, then you will get the answer wrong. So I'm going to type negative 2 log 3 minus the log of 2. Enter, divided by parentheses 3 log 2 minus log 3. And obviously you will be practicing this in class, and I'll be around to help you out. So that gives you negative 2.9469. Negative 2.9469 is what I think I said. That is what I said. All right, so that is the correct answer. Now, was this problem messy? Yes, that was messy, but you know what? You're not little kids anymore. You can do messy. I'm going to do 2 more examples, and then when you come to class, I'll do a few more. And then you'll practice them. All right, I'm going to do this one. It's not numbered, but I'm doing that one. So if you want to pause before I start, so you can go ahead and copy the problem, that would probably be smart. All right, here I go. The first thing you must do is isolate the exponential. It's not isolated right now. So you need to isolate it. In order to do that, you need to add 5 on both sides. So 11 to the n minus 8 power equals 54 plus 5, which is 59. Now it's easy. Now you need to make your exponent the coefficient. So n minus 8 log of 11. And since you introduced a log on the left, you must introduce one on the right. So log of 59. You do not need to distribute this time, and the reason you don't, and you did last time, is the one above you had parentheses on both sides of the equal sign. Here you do not. So here you would go ahead and divide by log of 11, because you're trying to move everything away from the x. So now you have n minus 8 equals log of 59 divided by the log of 11. Now to get n by itself, all you have to do is add 8. So n equals the log of 59 over the log of 11 plus 8. And now you're ready to do that in your calculator. So the log of 59 divided by the log of 11, enter, plus 8. So that gives you 9.7005. 9.7005. All right, and I'm doing one more example, and then I will do some more in class. I'm doing this. All right, so the first thing that you need to do is you need to isolate the exponential. It's not isolated right now. So you need to add 4 on both sides. So 6e to the 5x minus 6 equals 50 plus 4, which is 54. Now you need to divide by 6, because the 6 is in the way. So e to the 5x minus 6 equals 54 divided by 6, which is 9. Now you need to make your exponent a coefficient. So 5x minus 6. Then you introduce the logarithm, but I gave you an e. Anytime you have an e, you introduce a natural log. So the natural log of e equals the natural log of 9. Now remember, I said the natural log of e always cancels out. So you have 5x minus 6 equals the natural log of 9. You need to add 6 on both sides. So 5x equals the natural log of 9 plus 6. Move this out of the way. All right. And now you need to divide by 5. So x equals the natural log of 9 plus 6, enter, divided by 5. And you get 1.6394. And let's say you wanted to check it because you're a good math student and you want to always be right. You would press store X and type the question. The question is 6e to the 5x minus 6 power minus 4. And it says the answer is 50, and that is what it should say. So you are done. That was a really long video, I'm sorry. And please come in tomorrow with all this written down so I can go over one or two, and then you can practice. Thank you.